the best collaboration game on the planet. Overwatch 2, ladies and gentlemen. Overwatch 2, they have announced some big plans for, again, what's coming up for them. And the biggest change is literally their formula, how they're approaching the game, because this time around, from this season on, Overwatch 2 players will get free access to all the game's previously released heroes. So they're not going to be locked behind a battle pass and extensive playtime anymore. All of them will be free on drop. This is a really big change to what they've been operating as since they've started Overwatch 2. They wanted to kind of pick that premium battle pass route where everything's kind of really locked behind again playtime and you know, the playtime and the battle pass for you to really get through and unlock more characters to expand your roster of what you can access. And you know, this I feel like this signifies they really had to change it. I mean, I feel like they were really facing a serious, you know what I'm saying, like wrecking ball in their direction unless they course corrected. But when you are the Overwatch correspondent, I know nothing compared to you. Talk me through this. How do you feel about them opening, you know what I'm saying, their hero base up to all players for free?
This is like the first step in them not becoming pay to win. And I know, like, the thing is that, how do I put it? Their entire model of whole, like, oh, you know, this game isn't pay to win. The new heroes are on a free tier of the battle pass. As somebody who's completed a battle pass, it takes like so long to get to level 50. It's not even funny. Like, you have to play consistently. And every time a new hero drops, you can ask almost anybody who plays Overwatch, the character is most of the time broken. That character is not fun to play against, not fun to be on the same team with sometimes. Like, it's like you either pick them or you lose. Like, that's kind of like the way it works in Overwatch. So the fact that it took them this long to realize, like, hey man, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't have people, maybe we shouldn't have these heroes on the battle pass. Mostly because in a game like Overwatch, it's a hero shooter. And it's not like Apex, a hero shooter where, like, oh, if you pick, I don't even know if there are counters in Apex, but like, let's say, oh, like if you pick Bangalore and they have a Bloodhound, Bangalore isn't as useful, right? But Bangalore still gets to choose a variety of different weapons. Bangalore gets to have a better shield, grenades, outplays. Like, there's still a lot of like, there's still a lot of variables in the game to make it so that even if you're being counterpicked,
you still have some utility.
Exactly, you can still succeed. If I knock the Bloodhound first, then the Bangalore on my team becomes a lot more efficient. Like, it just makes sense. So when Apex is like, hey, we're gonna have people that you have to buy, it didn't matter to me as much because I knew that this headshot is still gonna crush whoever the fuck is on the enemy team. With Overwatch, it's not as simple. Characters do not have different tools that will make them better to their counterparts. And it's just kind of this transition from Overwatch 1 to Overwatch 2. Like, the biggest example is if you look at a character like Reinhardt. If you don't know who Reinhardt is, he has like all of 3 moves. He can charge at you, he has a big ass shield, and he has a fire strike, which is a big ass wave of fire that he shoots vertically. The reason that Reinhardt isn't played as much is because a lot of his utility is just being, when he's a big ass shield, he can't attack. He's just standing there. When he uses his other abilities like charging or fire strike, he's no longer defensive for his team. He's just like a big body. When the new characters started coming out, they kind of had an archetype, but they also had a lot of utility in a lot of the things that they could do. Like, they just had more, their kits weren't so linear. So when they got countered, even when you got countered, sometimes if one person switched to counter one other person, it's not enough, especially with tanks. And that's the thing that a lot of people that Overwatch, I think, doesn't understand, is that with the newer characters, even when you counter to switch to stop them, like, they're so strong and so broken that even 2 people switching sometimes isn't enough, because at the end of the day, they're just that strong. And the fact that they try to put these people behind a paywall makes it really, really annoying, especially when you're like, man, the only way I know I can beat this team right now is if we had the character that's at tier 50 on the battle pass. So you have 2 options. You pay $10 and get them right away, or you get to level 50. What they could have done, if they really wanted to keep them on the battle pass, you put it at tier 10. That's not hard to get to. You can make the argument, I could get shit on until I hit tier 10, but once I hit tier 10, I'm on the same type time as everybody else. The problem is that they put it at 50, and then expected people to grind that shit out. If I'm getting oppressed for 50 tiers, like, you're smoking dope. Mauga dropped in December. That man didn't get patched until January. What am I supposed to do between those times? Just get shit on till I get tier till I get tier 50? Why would I do that? It literally was that there were points in time when Mauga came out that people would literally like be losing games. And then they would type in the chat, all right, guys, this was fun. Switch to the character and the momentum shifted like that. And if my tank didn't have Mauga, like I didn't queue tank for that whole month because I didn't have the character. And if my tank didn't have Mauga, I'd be like, I couldn't even be mad at them because I'm like, bro, I didn't even pay for that shit. So how am I gonna be mad at you? Like the game is just kind of in a really shitty state. They don't have the agency for they don't have the game for that. This isn't League of Legends. This isn't fucking Apex. You can't have a hero shooter that relies on counter picking and characters being available to everybody so that they can be competitive and then lock them behind a paywall. It is quite literally pay to win. And that's like one of the and the Overwatch monetization problem does not stop there, but that's where I will stop for this because it just didn't make sense for them to do it then. It's cool that they're doing it now, but they also need to understand that like this is after Overwatch lost its competitive league. The player base is dwindling down. Their big ass fucking collabs have not been as well received as they would like to be. And after announcing that, they also announced that the next batch of PVE missions that fucking suck. The first couple, I bought the first couple. They are pretty boring. They're whack as fuck. They're not even sure when they'll ever release another batch because they're like, it's not our priority right now. I don't know what this game really has left to offer people. If you like the competitive hero shooter, that's great. Like if you want to grind it out, that's great. But this game is going to go down the same route that Apex has gone, which is like only the sweats are going to play it. Even the casuals who kind of get competitive, they're just like, I don't really want to play it anymore. And I have friends who've been playing it since season 1. As somebody who's been playing it from season 1, I used to play this shit all the time. I don't really care for it anymore. All of my friends who are casuals who are not trying to be fucking shroud of Overwatch, we're kind of just like whatever about it. I'll keep up to date with it because I think it's cool, but it's in such a rough state, it's not even funny.
Yeah. And that kind of leads me to, I guess, just my basic question of what you think. Do you think that with this change, could this be a corner turn for Overwatch? Can it be redeemed in a certain way?
I think for Overwatch to be redeemed, it would require so much. And when I mean so much, I think it would be from a level that like Sean Spencer would have to be like, yo, I trust you guys to do whatever you want with this game. To the point where like, if this game died because you took risks, I'm okay with that. Like that's the level of like trust I would need to be put into this game because so much needs to change that it's not even funny. The monetization needs to be a lot better. We can't sit here and pretend like $25 for a skin is fair. And I know what the people at Overwatch are thinking, like, well, it's not 25 for a skin, it's 25 for a skin bundle. You can't buy the skin by itself, so you have to go through the bundle. $25? Are you kidding me? I don't have that type of money for a game where if I pick the character with the cool skin, guess what happens? I get counterpicked and I can't play the character anymore. And $25 that I cannot use. I used to play, like I play Cassidy, right? If they have a really good Widowmaker, I can't use my $25 skin. Or I use my $25 skin and we get destroyed because I'm not counterpicking that character, or my team isn't counterpicking that character. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not as valuable as you think. And I think that monetization for a lot of games needs to really be looked at, but Overwatch specifically, because you can't sit here and charge me an exorbitant amount of money for games that don't last that long. At least when I'm playing like League of Legends, if I spent $20 on a legendary skin, which is egregious, I'm in a game for 20 fucking minutes. 15 at minimum, I'm in the game. So I'm at least looking at this skin and I'm like interacting, I'm using my abilities, it's kind of cool. Overwatch is a first person, you know what I'm saying? Overwatch is a first person game. I'm buying the skin for other people more than I'm buying it for myself, truly, like to be honest with you.
Trying to stunt for the hoes, bro. That's a bad outlook.
You know what I'm saying? Like you would have thrown that bundle out, you said $30, everybody and their mom would have bought that shit for $30. Like the whole bundle. But they're like, nah, we can't do it for that low amount of money. And it's like, bro, then like I'm sorry, but you're not that guy right now. You're not that guy. Like, fucking Fortnite will drop a $20 skin, but that's Fortnite. That shit is gas. I can put that shit. I can put fucking Goku and play guitar. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is usable in a variety of different ways. I can barely even see the skin when I'm using it in Overwatch. Like, I understand everybody wants to make money. It's a free to play game, but y'all make, like, the amount of money you're making, you're getting more money now and ruining your investment for the future. It kind of feels like you're trying to drain all the oil where you could have a more sustainable future than trying to just be like, let's get all the money out of the Overwatch players before the game dies. That's what it really feels like.
And that Cowboy Bebop collab was ass.
That shit is awful. And I'm a Cassidy main, bro. That shit is awful. I really wanted to, I was hyped, and then y'all shit on it.
Listen, one of the few times I can actively be a hater and be fulfilled, bruh. That brought me so much joy. I don't think you understand how much joy that brought me. You know what? Thank you, Overwatch. Thank you. I appreciate that. But that pretty much covers it, bruh. Fairs. I have nothing else to add.